Wait, are we? Oh, we're live.
Are we
We're live, buddy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say I feel like my rationale was there, and then I got every question.
I knew I was wrong on the pizza one. Steven's got some tells, and I saw them come out after I'd guessed, and I wanted
what are his tells?
I don't want to say because it's my competitive advantage.
Yeah,
but I mean, he tends to try to influence people in a certain direction, and it's often towards the lie because he wants people to miss.
Well, I want to say I was also in the tough spot of being first or last of like the entire thing, where it's like I would say, Jacob, your mom, when she was first, she gave a lot of like really like good insight, and it was like everything you think with. Whereas when I was just like, here's what I kind of think, and then when I went last, it was just me like rushing to give an answer. I still think he has pizza. It's bullshit.
Hey, I'm back. I've gone from my professional outfit to my casual outfit. So those are just my everyday clothes now.
There. Yeah, I took off my Steven shirt because you couldn't see it, but it's actually too small for me.
Oh, I mean, I'll wear
it.
I still tell people to this day that story you said. You were telling me about how you got a really good deal on it, and you were thinking about donating 100 shirts with my face on it to a homeless shelter, just so the city would populate with my face.
Oh yeah, no, I wanted to just make merchandise of that. Also, by the way, like I've gone back to try to recreate that, and I can't find that specific photo on your Facebook. So
yeah,
I don't know. It was you looking at like fucking like gummy fish or some shit like that.
I make that dumb face a lot. Yeah, I had to post a photo because I was applying for the Circle recently, and they asked for a headshot, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's no legitimate photo of me smiling for the past like 2 years. It's all just been me doing this ironic like smile."
Steven, who'd you think was going to win today?
I almost suspected that Jennifer might win because like she's someone that I still like hang out with in the pandemic, and like she's actually been to my apartment probably more than like anyone else. But I was really surprised that like she didn't win. She thought I had a dog bowl. I don't. Like she just assumed I had a dog bowl.
I think the logic on you having a dog bowl was really sound.
I think it's a really valid question. Like any other person, you would have had a faster answer. Like, do they have a dog bowl?
Also, you have bowls, which are dog bowls.
I agree with Mike again.
We're not doing this pizza.
Also, a calzone is a pizza.
Calzone is not a pizza.
A calzone is absolutely. You cut it in half. It's a pizza.
Hey, real quick. Jaw rule for this.
Calzones, they're still pizzas.
Wait.
Jaw rule for this after show. If you say the P word, you have to take a drink. Let's just make this.
Yeah.
Several pizza drinks.
I'm tired of this shit. I was watching the show and I was yelling that at least half the contestants needed to shut the fuck up.
Wait, Steven.
Pizza.
I
like how all of the women in the game show were like, "No, I'm good. I'm going to go about my life."
Pizza, often described as a turnover dough, originated in Naples in the 18th century. It's a burrito at best.
I was ready to argue that pasta was a pizza, but the fact that we got cut up on calzone as a pizza, yeah, he's fair.
2 drinks. Seamus, you don't have to.
Well, okay. So, does anyone have any questions
I said it when I was
about
reading the description?
Like,
what is a pizza?
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions about the show in general? Like,
yeah, I actually, similar to OJ's, who did you think was going to run away with it tonight? Were there any people that you brought on that you were like expecting were going to do really well and didn't, or alternately people you didn't expect to do well? I mean, I guess Frankie, you've only met like a few times.
Exactly, Frankie really surprised me. So like I almost wonder if like knowing me less might actually have been an advantage because you have this idea of like a character of me in your head rather than like the me that may have polluted your brain with all these stupid things I show. Like it's possible that knowing me may have been a disadvantage because you get to see fully all the stupid things I constantly buy and have instead.
It's funny you say that because the question you gave for Lori about the crime attack or crime outfit Batman or whatever, That was one. Like, I almost wanted to say to her, I was like, this is like some Stephen Koo Tinder profile bullshit where he's gonna bring it up on a first date. Like, here's the stupid thing I bought. Why does he have a crime attack outfit? He always fights crime.
That's one where it's like,
that was
it's on my wish list.
Trick question.
It's one that I'm like planning to get, but I haven't gotten yet. So, yeah.
I feel like I remember that toy. I didn't have it, but I feel like my friend had it, and it was really fucking cool.
That was Batman Returns. So that's like a Keaton Batman too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Returns.
Yeah.
I'd say the best does Stephen Owen still have to be the Hammer. Like, that one caused so much controversy that people still talk about to this day.
Yeah, episode 1 or episode 2?
Do you own a hammer now, Steven?
I do, thanks to Seamus. I have a hammer that I got for my birthday, a tiny pink hammer, but it's still hams.
Wait, did you get the dessert hammers I also sent?
What? No. What's a dessert?
Like 30 little wooden hammers.
My god! Yes, I did. I was wondering about that. That's a dessert hammer. I was just like,
yeah, I think they're for like creme brulee.
That makes so much more sense. I was like, why do I have a bunch of?
Because I was like, it's funny to send you an actual hammer, and then I was like, wait, it's funnier to send you a hammer you're never going to use.
And you wouldn't just use a spoon on a creme brulee?
You could, yeah.
But guys, if he has a rock in his house, he could use the rock to hammer in a nail, so therefore he has a hammer.
I agree.
OJ, what's your question?
That's a movie accurate replica of the Steve Rogers Captain America helmet.
Yes, it is.
And you haven't used it at all?
Yeah, I thought at some point I would take a photo of me wearing just that and just holding the shield tastefully over my crotch. But it just never, but the opportunity, I guess, just never came up.
I think I can think of a point when it was used, but not by you. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a Red Claw Entertainment or possibly Comedio sketch where Tiramari wore it?
No, he actually had his own. Like, no. That was actually my roommates, because we used to just like do these like silly cosplays together. So that was my roommates, but when he moved, he took it. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
didn't have a Captain America.
John was always more of a Captain America guy, and you were an Iron Man guy.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
I also remembered is that it was you had I think you went and saw maybe Winter Soldier with our mutual friend Cyrus. And he had like a full Captain America outfit.
Yes, he did.
And you did like your cardboard one. So that was kind of part of my thinking. And then again, we have a photo of the Captain America shirt that Jacob now owns. I gave it to him.
Yeah, when you thought you were moving to New Orleans and never coming back, you got rid of all your shit.
Yeah, gifted everybody stuff.
There's one thing about.
I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna take a drink because of it. But what is your favorite pizza in the Bay Area?
It's got to be Round Table's King Arthur Supreme. You know, it's one of those things where.
God damn it!
Yeah, okay, whoa. Okay.
Can we be?
Wait. I'm going to mention a couple of things here. It's a couple of.
This man.
Okay, first off, Round Tables apparently pretty much only exist in California. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you've never had Round Table's pizza, try it once. Second, it's not that good that I would say like you have to have it. I'd say like the newest contender for favorite pizza is Square Pie Guys. They're in SF in Oakland. They do Detroit style pizza. It's my first time ever trying it. It's amazing. Would super recommend that.
I'm gonna blow your mind, Steven. Have you ever had Little Caesars?
I love Little Caesars, but Little Caesars has this.
That's Detroit style.
Little Caesars doesn't. No. Let's move on to another question that's not related to that stuff at all.
Yeah, there was something I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
Because I was one of the people who was on the ground floor for The Price of Stephen. It was originally in its conception. And one thing that I find incredibly fascinating is the reason you had an idea that was basically the reason this entire game show exists, and that idea has never been used in any episode. Could you talk about the Plinko board?
Oh yeah, I bought a Plinko board originally for this, but it ended up being too janky and like it was segmented, so the Plinkos didn't work. But I originally wanted to make this way more like Price is Right, where I was going to have Price is Right games with big props and stuff. But it didn't end up working. And like originally, it was supposed to be that every point you got you a Plinko board, a Plinko chip, and you would drop it down a board, and that's how much your final score was. But the Plinko board ended up not working, so we couldn't end up doing that. And when I got a smaller Plinko board, it just didn't fit on the camera in a good way where like you could see what was going on.
See,
so if there was like a digital version,
yeah, this is why you needed to contact me earlier. We could have made a digital Plinko board.
Exactly. That would have changed like the entire game entirely, because then it adds a luck element to winning. It's like you could have 3 Plinko chips and still get like 100 points, and then someone who had like 1 chip could have gotten like 500 points, and then they would have been like the winner. Yeah.
Are those Plinko boards still in your house?
One of them is. The other one I did get rid of. So that's a great question. Like, does Steven own a Plinko board for no fucking reason?
And for the next season of The Price is Steven,
right,
you'll have an advantage.
Right, we'll call it... Yeah, and by the way, we tentatively... We're tentatively calling, if we bring it back, Price is Steven to HD Remix... Requiem Waltz Intergrad is what
Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah. Requiem Waltz Intergrad.
2 days.
It's hosted by your shadow and then your digital form and then Dream Steven.
Ooh, could you imagine like a VR version of Steven, but it looks exactly like Steven?
Right, it's Max Headroom, but with my face.
Steven Headroom.
I wanted to show the second piece of art that my AI generated. And then after generating,
you can share your screen now if you want, because I can put it up on.
Oh, good call. All right.
So you're just training AIs to like?
Yeah, I have a question. When you say you made an AI,
I used a pre-made set of trained trained data set called.
To what end is my question.
Well, you guys remember
these your children? Like, are you gonna set them loose upon the world upon your death? Like, what is the end game here?
I was thinking of maybe minting them as NFTs and not having to work or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
yeah,
from what I can.
It made this and then it crashed. I had a whole list of like different combinations of the words "The Price is Steven." I used like different combination or different spellings of Steven. I think this one was PH, just to like give it different words, because the training set is a huge list of images and words. And then I added in different like types of words.
This is fascinating.
This one actually almost wrote the word Steven.
Yeah, it came really close to writing my name.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
I feel like
this is really interesting.
The first picture had Steven Universe's hair. Did anyone notice that?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I think it was a smiley face with Steven Universe's hair.
I'll bring that one up. Since people called her racist, I don't understand.
I was kidding.
So good.
I'll put them up.
Like,
yes,
that is
Steven Universe hair.
That. Yeah, I didn't.
There's a demon in the top left.
Oh, God.
Straight up fucking monster.
It looks like an unfrozen cave woman.
Like, I know it's like sourcing The Price is Right, but the color palettes just scream SpongeBob to me. Like every time.
Like the style of the weird word things that it tried to make feels very.
That seems like comic book writing. Like when people don't feel like writing out a sign when they're like inking out a comic book, they're just like whatever.
This is crazy because it's like
belly.
There's so many aspects of this that to me read like an optical illusion, but like with optical illusions, it's like you're being tricked into seeing something. But I feel like the only trick is that you tricked me into looking at this, Mike.
It's actually a magic eye. If you cross your eyes and look at it, you die.
I was just doing that. I didn't die, but I did end up seeing Justin McElroy inside
that. Steven, I don't want to bring us down, but what are you sick of doing the show yet? You've you splayed yourself in front of so many people. You've opened up your chest and you've shown your heart and your everything that you love. What else could be pushing you forward?
I guess it's one of those things where it's like it felt like it was getting harder to like think of like things to show that weren't like too similar to objects I already had shown. Like, you know, like I've got a bunch of board games, but I can't just like show a board game every like week, even though I have enough to like do that for like ever. But like, I guess that's like the point I was getting to, where it was like getting harder and harder to write the questions. So I was like, we need to like get this done before we run out of questions. I do have like some stuff like are like the ones that got away that I didn't get to ask. You know, like just looking around my room, like
do it. Tell us about them. That's the bonus content that we need.
So here's one that got away. This is one that I didn't end up showing on the show, where it was like it re-released this year and then got immediately scalped, which is super ironic because it is Turbo Man from the Jingle All the Way movie. It's a Turbo Man action figure. And it would have been a question of how much do you think I paid for it, knowing that it like immediately sold out and like was scalped afterwards.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the other Jake Lloyd vehicle.
Yes,
the superior Jake Lloyd vehicle.
Also, I mean, yes, if we're being real.
Yeah, like it might be like
Sinbad was not in Star Wars Episode 1, which was really its downfall.
Right, OJ, you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, has this show permeated into your purchasing practices? Like, do you find yourself buying more stuff specifically to feature on the show?
That's actually why I had to stop too, was I was worried that might happen. Like I'm like, this is like already like this was almost a way to like make myself feel better about like the pandemic like retail therapy that I was going through. Which, you know, like I have friends who like do like are like therapists and stuff like that, and they say like retail therapy is fine so long as it's not like damaging. Like that is what their stance is that like we all have to self-care in ways that work for us, and you know, don't yuck the yum if it doesn't hurt anybody. But like, you know, it's like when you get into like gambling to the point where it's like it's throttling you into debt, when it's starting to like affect your ability to like, you know, do stuff, that's when the retail therapy is dangerous. But like you shouldn't like overwhelm yourself with guilt that you wanted something. Like that is also like that can also be like harmful and then take away from your capacity to enjoy like retail therapy and stuff like that. But like for me, it's like yeah, like I saw this thing where it was like really interesting where they're talking about like trauma, and they're talking about how like a lot of like our systemic stuff like labels you as a bad person, and then you accept that you're a bad person, and then you turn to things like drugs or other like destructive behaviors. And then I was like, if I grew up in a different environment, like it would have been really easy to have like fallen into like becoming addicted to anything other than like buying Transformers. like I buy Transformers for that brief dopamine hit of now I got this guy that turns into a pterodactyl, and it would have been really easy to like have fallen into a different habit entirely.
Because if you want to see a guy turn into a pterodactyl, you're going to come up with ways to see a guy turn into a pterodactyl.
I thought the cat was going to turn into a pterodactyl, though.
I think I startled her by talking.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
I think we should ask Ben questions, since Ben was the one who was behind the scenes on this whole thing.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
where did your soul drop in your body when you accidentally press that gong sound?
I do believe this may be one of the strangest questions I've ever come up with for this game so far. As we all know, 2021, kind of a wacky year. A lot of stuff has and hasn't happened. For instance, I haven't gone outside very much. So, you know, trying to stay indoors, trying to be responsible, you may like cook food or you may order food. And for me, I have ordered food. I've ordered delivery. And my question for all of you is, Ben, you can't be using that.
No.
I've got the story card up.
I was moving my mouse, I swear to God.
Ben, you can't be using that sound effect when I've got this story card up.
I'm so sorry.
You gotta pick any other sound effect.
Oh no, guys, Ben just got canceled. Oh no.
Oh,
Well, here's what,
It's right next to this one. They're right next to each other.
I like that I like to think your soundboard has a label where right next to it is like audience says ooh or racist sound effect. And it's like they're just right next to each other. All right. So my question is, just in the year 2021.
Like,
So-
where did the shame reside?
I had that gong sound queued up because it's like it's a really common like game show, like something big happened, gong, and like I was like, all right, I'll use it, and then like so the program that I use is called Voice Meter or Voice Mod, sorry, and to play the sounds you just click on them. So here I'll show you the Price of Steven when I'll share my screen.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Peel back that curtain.
So this is Voice Mod. So I have all the sounds on here, and normally it's on a smaller screen because I have like a bunch of shit all over my screen while I'm streaming. So like, you know, you just click a one and it plays. So if I'm accidentally like, and also just another behind the scenes thing, when I do scores, I just do a table with like people's initials and then what they're doing. So if I'm writing or something and I go up to click on like applause or whatever, and I accidentally hit the one that's underneath, like it's totally easy, and that's what happened. I went to go hit like a laugh or an applause, and that gong went off, and then I removed it from here. And just to be even more transparent, where that gong noise came from, I believe
China is the answer. But yeah, that's where the gong came from.
Yeah.
IMAX Ben experience.
Oh wait, that wasn't even the one. There's too many gongs. Anyway, so that's it. I died a little inside. Is the
That was a
answer.
very, very funny moment, and I totally
So my
understand why it has to be flipped and used to promote the show.
Well, my question for you guys is there like any kind of like games you would have wanted to see that you didn't get to see in terms of like games, or like something you would want to see more of? Jacob.
Maybe League of Legends.
I pitched you one a while ago. That I was wondering if it was going to make it into the show, and I'm frankly offended that it didn't. But now it's to be for the next season. It's a game where it's something that you bought on eBay, and you tell how much you paid for it, but then the contestants have to guess what your maximum bid was. How high would you have been willing to go?
That's a really good one. I really like that, and yeah, I think that was one where it's like, I think it would like. For me, it's like, how easy is it to dig the information? And I don't think eBay tells me what my maximum bid was after the.
Oh,
thing
you'd have to
was
like remember yourself, but
yeah, exactly. So that's the problem. Like, because I barely remember other things. Sorry, go ahead, Seamus.
I mean, no, I was gonna say, just to piggyback on that, I like also was thinking kind of like eBay stuff, where it would be when you show something, you're like, I got this on eBay, and the question is, did I bid on this or did I buy it now?
Ooh, that's also
Oh.
good. And I'd have to double check whether or not that like is made clear, because again, that is also something where I'm not sure if eBay tells you that information. It was surprisingly like weird to look up how many times I bought McNuggets for that one question. And it's actually way too long.
Why are you buying nuggets on eBay?
It's off eBay.
No.
They're not resellable. They were so far past their expiration by the time they're on eBay.
Mike, he was getting the Szechuan sauce.
Yeah.
I'm sure the BTE
There.
sauce is already on eBay for like $1,000.
Let's check.
What if you did a game where I had something, it's gone. Come back to me.
I enjoyed the games that we did that were not just 50-50s. Like
Yeah.
when they weren't yes or no, it put a whole new twist on people's
Yeah.
answers, which was fun.
Yeah, I would say that was
Yeah.
that was one of the things that I felt like when we were guessing the later rounds, I felt like I was trying to think about, like, I have to guess against someone else's guess so that I might have a chance of catching up
Right.
with them, and it felt like
That makes sense.
yeah.
Like when we get the games that were like just what digits wrong, that like that kind of thing. It was because the yes or no question as the final question was like it's perfect, it's great, but then like if you have 50-50 answers throughout the show, it's a little like diluted.
That makes sense. Like one that I didn't get to do enough of because of like time reasons between each episode was like early on I had ones where it was like I was wearing just 3 things and you had to guess in what order, like low to high was the most to least to most expensive.
I think that was the first episode I won, actually.
Yeah, and that's like the kind of game I wish I could have done more of, but I just didn't have time to take those photos and have like a full-time job and a life and stuff. But OJ, you end up.
As a late edition, I really liked the shirt game. Which of these did I not buy? I thought that was a great late pull. Yeah.
OJ?
Yeah, I liked my person as behind the scenes. I am a social manager for Super Trash TV, and you eating the macaroni and cheese candy.
I've never had one of these, so I'm gonna eat one of these right now as we go through this.
And that's a really cool tin, but you don't collect tins, so that doesn't tell me whether you bought it.
Oh no!
Did you buy it or did someone give it to you? The fact that you just ate one for the very first time, I'm going with you did not buy it. You did not buy it.
Okay. Eric. Oh, no. Jesse, you're up next.
Can you describe the taste?
It tastes like mac and cheese.
Like a good mac and cheese with like a breading on top, or like a Kraft mac and cheese.
It tastes very much like Easy Mac mixed with the Jelly Belly popcorn flavor.
Oh God, that's
which is like one of my least favorite flavors.
It's not even just like one of our favorite things we've ever done. It's like one of my like life affirming like pieces of media. Just the entire experience is communicated in something that was like I'm sure you like thought you were gonna do it and you had the question in there, but like the reality of what you were experiencing really came through. And I just wanted to know if there was any room in the budget for more experiential purchases like that.
I would have loved to do that. Like, first off, shout out to Jacob for giving me that mac and cheese candy. That will, I can still taste the aftertaste of it in my like trauma. But I'd say like, there was a while like before I did Price of Steven, there was this thing that I think Jacob had helped with a couple of times where I had this experimental idea of doing a stream show where we would just be trying something that we hadn't tried before, sort of like the Try Guys, but like we would just be trying it was basically supposed to be like an adult version of Show and Tell, where it's like just bring something that you like to hype up, like bring something that you want to recommend to people, and like we would just do that as like a stream for like 30 minutes, whereas like I would have a guest and then someone would just be like for the test episodes we had filmed, it was like stuff like I want y'all to try crispy crunchy chicken. It's fried chicken from a gas station, but I swear to God, you're gonna love it. Like that was the kind of like thing where we do like 30 minutes of like just try this, and then there's gonna be stuff of like trying things with like, oh, I see your hand up, Mike, but I'll say this is something I recommend is for my birthdays, my new tradition has been try something that's easy to do that you've just never done before, but you've always kind of sort of thought about. And so for me, it's like stuff like I've never ripped a T-shirt, but I've always wanted to because I see it on TV and stuff. So like for a birthday, I ripped a T-shirt, or like, and I told my brother.
Did you perforate it, or did you just go for it?
I had to cut it. But then like I told my brother like you should try that, and he was like, you know what, you're right. So for his birthday, he had a birthday cake, but off to the side he had a smaller cake for him because he always wanted to eat a cake with his hands. He's just never done that before. So I was like, we could do a show about like just try something that's easy to do but you've never done before, just to do it, and then tell us how it felt.
Just before we leave that subject, a pitch would be we could pay for a PO box if people send you stuff. We'll stream
Oh my
you trying
god!
it.
Oh
As
my
long as
god!
you can do it, it's not illegal.
That's a lot.
Someone's gonna send you cookies with LSD in them, and I will definitely subscribe after that.
But what did Manfred? What did you?
Yeah,
I just
Mike,
want to say that one thing that I would hype up that I wanted to do in the closing comments of the show was to recommend water so that you can give hydration the boot.
Drinking from a boat.
on the show.
I remembered my game idea.
Yes.
You showed two things, and you say one of these was a gift, and one of them I bought. Which one's which?
He's done that.
Okay,
No,
maybe I got the idea from watching the show. I don't know.
I've done one where it's like you have to guess if it was a gift or not. But I like showing two things would also be interesting too, because like that would totally work with the T-shirt idea for sure.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
you did that. The chairs, the little chairs, wasn't that kind of? Oh
Yeah,
no, I guess
It was just
both
if
of
I
them,
bought
yeah.
it or not.
Yeah. But anyways, I think that's all I've got in me for today. But thank you so much for doing this chat, y'all.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for doing the show. That was amazing. And Ben, thank you so much for sticking through with all the shenanigans we've had to make this happen.
This
thank you.
was a
Steven.
great
Thank you,
low
Ben.
effort show, and I loved every moment of it.
Thank you guys.
Low effort for
I'm
me,
gonna go
not for
watch Halloween
Steven, to be
Kills,
fair.
As,
Oh, I
it'll
loved it
be
too.
Much less chaotic than the show that I was just on.
All right. Well, have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Bye.